Are they worth it? Are we gonna cheat on each other? Should you just throw the whole relationship away? Can you do it? So today we're going to be talking about long distance relationships. I remember my long distance relationship, and I remember it felt like the absolute end of the world. Quick backstory: me and my husband, now he's my husband, but then he was my boyfriend for like a year, 2 years or less, and I was still in school at Michigan State, and he is from Chicago, so he was going back to Chicago. I had no plans on moving to Chicago, and I don't think he had any plans of moving to Michigan. The distance between us was 4 hours. But you know, especially at that time, I was like 19, 20 years old, and it felt like the end of the world. It just felt like this is absolutely going to be impossible, especially when you don't know when it's going to end. And we didn't know when it was going to end, but what we did know is that we did want to be together and we wanted to figure it out. So my first bit of advice is, do not enter into this long distance relationship if you do not trust the person that you're going to be in the relationship with. Because what's going to happen is it's going to be a bunch of insecure conversations, a bunch of check-ins, overly doing it, and it's going to be a burden more than it is going to be a blessing for you. Let's just be honest. Because if you don't trust him and he doesn't trust you, or whatever the dynamic is, it's going to be a bunch of calling, needing to stay on the phone all the time. It's going to be a lot of conversations to keep you secure, when if you're insecure about the relationship, just don't do it. Enjoy your life, girl. Make some plans and enjoy these relationships that you have now, because you will be, if this is going to be your husband in the future, you're going to be with your husband all the time. So just use this time before you become a wife to enjoy your friendships, to enjoy your family, because all of that, those dynamics change once you get married. So enjoy, plan a girls trip, go out with your friends, enjoy, take yourself out, spend on you, like, you know, do all of the things that you want to do for you, those bucket list things that you want to do. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Because this time it changes. I'm telling you, once you get married, once you bring babies into the picture, things change. And the freedom that you had now, you're not going to have that same freedom. So use this long distance and this time to also maximize those relationships too. Long distance does not mean being available all the time. Keep that little bit of allure, of mysteriousness, of mystique. You know, keep that little bit of I got a life too in there, okay? My next thing that I did, and that I know will help you to even just grow in your relationship, is to use this time to talk, okay? When you guys were together, it's easy to get caught up in the date that you're on, or at going to the movies, or being out with each other. But when you're long distance, it's a lot of talking. It's a lot of communication. It's a lot being on the phone. It's a lot of all of that. And the best thing to do is to use this time to actually talk, to have those conversations that lead to actual engagement into marriage, and asking the tough questions. I pulled up on Pinterest, like, great questions to ask on a date, or, you know, like thought-provoking questions, or more interesting questions to ask your partner, you know, when dating. And we went through the list together and we answered the questions from our perspective, and some of the questions were fun and funny, you know, like what is your best childhood memory, or whatever, you know, like find ways to like get to know each other even more, because you're talking, like, so why not have those conversations that really matter? And another bit of advice is to make a plan out what you want these next, if you're in a relationship, just say for a year, what you want this year to look like.
During our long distance period, Justin was in Chicago getting his master's, and I was in Detroit getting my master's too. I was working on getting closer to God and figuring out my purpose. I was doing some acting and doing some modeling, and he was in Chicago, you know, starting his business, his clothing line, and figuring out what he wanted to do.
We didn't know where our jobs would end up or where we would be, but we did know that we wanted to be with each other, and we were working towards figuring that out. And ultimately, spoiler alert, we ended up together, and Justin ended up moving to Michigan with me. But, you know, like, we knew somebody had to move, and it ended up being him. And I really do believe that our time in our long distance with each other, it taught us that we were for each other, and it taught us that we were like equals, that we had similar values, beliefs, and we were exactly who we thought each other to be. And so just use your long distance time as best as you can. Channel in, focus in, have fun, enjoy, and just know that this is not the end. It's just the beginning, and just be excited and enjoy. I hope that these tips helped you. If you guys have questions, like detailed questions, I would love to answer them in the comments. I'll even make another video about it. I was long distance so long ago that I have forgotten some of the things. And so when you guys ask me questions, it helps me to remember, and I can help you guys in a more direct way. So, you know, leave a comment. If you want to, you can DM me personally on Instagram or TikTok or whatever works for you. Thank you guys for watching this video. One positive way to support me is to subscribe to my channel. You made it to the end. Subscribe to my channel, hit that like button, and share this video with someone that you know needs it. Okay, guys, I will see you in my next video. I hope you guys have an amazing week. Talk to you later.